my name is Sarah Zapiler, and today I want to talk about, I could have said anything right then. Really, think about the incredible amount of things I could talk about here today. I could talk about the hat the woman tapping her foot on the train was wearing, black, white, woven straw. I could tell you that my mom's favorite pie is pumpkin, but her mom's favorite was key lime. I could tell you how it feels to pull a ring off a finger that's slightly swollen from the heat of the summer. I could talk about democracy or technology or even their interrelations. It's the incredible fact that we can talk about so much, from the details of a sensation to the qualities of a concept, from our thoughts to our feelings, information and analysis. But so often, we don't talk about what makes this possible. Language. Language is a system of signs. That means a sign has a relationship to the thing for which it stands, all the ways it can be written, and its sound. Cat. Now, there's nothing about those letters or the sounds k, a, or t that connect to the thing itself. So it's been said that the sign is arbitrary, that it has no natural connection to the thing it represents. Take a look at these two shapes. Which one of these is Booba and which one is Kiki? 95% of you think the one on the right is Booba. This has been repeated by neurologists and psychologists across languages. So if there's no natural connection between the sign and the thing, why do so many of you think that's Kiki? But what about when sound is supposed to represent sound? This says oink oink in English, guan guan in French, and wong wong in Chinese. Well, none of that sounds very much like So there's some abstraction in language, and abstraction is central in language. Going back to the example of the cat, it's important that the sign, written or spoken, not just stand for one thing, but many things, with similar features. In this case, looking off into the distance. But when we use different sounds, we must be talking about the same things. Even if this is a cabbage in English and a shoe in French, a poem in Paris and an apple in Atlanta, an egg in England or an oof in Switzerland, we must be experiencing the same things. But consider this. In English, there's one word for all these colors, blue. In Russian, however, there's no single word that can describe all these colors. There are two words, one for the lighter colors and one for the darker colors. In experiments, Russian speakers are quicker and faster to differentiate between the light and dark colors. Now, there needs to be a lot more research into this phenomenon, but it does suggest that the way we use language might affect how we think about what we see. Now, I want to do a little experiment. I'm going to ask you to repeat a word in your head 10 times. Then I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it, again in your head. So stay silent. Can you guys do that? Okay, good. All right, the first word I want you to repeat in your head is 10. So say 10 times fast. 10, 10. What are aluminum cans made out of? Now say coast, 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 coast. What do you put in a toaster? Now say silk, silk, silk. What do cows drink? Now, I know you're all very bright people, but as it turns out, cows drink water, you put bread in a toaster, and aluminum cans, well, they're made out of aluminum. So, while signs may be arbitrary abstractions, they don't necessarily act arbitrarily or abstractly. But what's the point? Well, when it was said that the sign is arbitrary by one of linguistics' foundational scholars, Ferdinand de Saussure, maybe he shouldn't have been so sure. It's possible that the language we use and the way we use it might have a deeper, more complicated relationship to the way we experience the world. And I think for me and the study of language, this is a fascinating new realm for research. But what's the point? I mean, we don't all study language, but we do all use it. And I think most importantly, we use it to connect with one another every day. Now, while this connection between the sign and the world might be interesting, your friends, your family, the person sitting next to you or across from you on the train, well, they're all more interesting, and your connection with them is way more important. Let's experience each other. The most powerful and beautiful thing about language is that it gives us the opportunity to experience each other. Let's talk. We can talk about. Thank you.